My bad, I was still on mute. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and I have two of my favorite people here with me tonight. We got Rodney the Voice here, and we have Make It Make Sense, aka Mims, in the building. Now, before we get started, y'all, the last time Mims and I did this, we did this with House of Aaron, and we did our top 5 favorite housewives. But this time, we're doing our top 5 least favorite housewives, and we decided that Rodney would be the best person for this conversation because he reviews a lot of the housewives shows. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you review New Jersey, you review Beverly Hills.
I don't review a lot, but Beverly Hills, New Jersey, Miami, and Atlanta, Potomac.
Yes, and
I used to do.
I only review Atlanta. I just review Atlanta and Potomac.
Okay.
But I have watched the others, and I have tried to review the others in the past. I tried to review New Jersey in my early days. It didn't work out. Right. I tried to review Miami like during season 2, and it didn't work out. And I tried to review New York. This was back when it was like season 4, season 5, or something like that, and it didn't work out. So I just stuck with the black folks.
Yeah, I got into New York like that.
Scotty, you give me a little bit. You more like Love and Marriage.
Nah, no, I'm not. You know, I don't review that shit no more. So you know that ain't it.
Or a mixture, Love and Marriage and Love and Hip Hop. That's where I see you.
You know, I love me some Love and Hip Hop. Those used to be the reviews that got me all the views, honey. So I love me some Love and Hip Hop. And speaking of Love and Hip Hop, I will be reviewing it next Tuesday.
I'm still trying to decide if I want to just peek my head in for a little bit, or I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I think I'm gonna watch it. I think it may be due for a comeback. I think I'm gonna watch it. I think I may watch it.
I don't know if I'm gonna review it. But
do you like the new structure though? Because it's gonna be just women. There's no men in it, and it's moved to MTV. Do you think MTV is gonna get the same like push out for it that VH1 did? Because that was VH1's bread and butter.
It was bigger than Basketball Wives at one point. I was scared about that. I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard it moving to MTV, because I don't really watch MTV. So when I heard about it moving to MTV, I'm like, oh God, they finna, like, the show been fucked up for a minute now. It's gonna be even more fucked up on MTV. But then they started doing that whole Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Run It Back series, and I've been watching that, and it's real funny watching them look back at the old episodes and stuff like that. So that was funny. And then when I saw the super trailer about 2 days ago, I'm like, wait a minute now, this giving me like the old Love and Hip Hop. You know what I mean? MTV might let them fight.
So you want to see somebody get their head bust open, basically.
You know, we don't want to see that on the Housewives, but you know, we'll damn sure look at it on Love and Hip Hop. So, you know, what y'all think about it?
Then. We need the original Jocelyn, not this newfound.
You need the original one from the strip club.
Baby, Jocelyn, did y'all see Jocelyn on stage the other day? She said that was her first time performing without being on that sugar booger. Did y'all hear her when she said that?
When she said what now? When she said what now?
Her first time performing. That was her first time performing without having any assistance.
Oh, well, good for her. You know, I don't pay any attention to her, but good for her. You know,
that's cute.
Well, it's funny that she found the need to call out Funky Dineva, but now you're just willing to say, remember that on Love, she called him out, but how you gonna call? Okay.
Yeah, he was probably right in the bathroom with him, chopping it up.
I didn't like that at all, especially since you knew. I mean, they were calling her Cocaline forever.
They were. They even had shirts made saying that.
We knew Johnson was on that mess when she acted a fool at that reunion.
Oh yes.
Remember when she cut up and acted a fool?
A big fool.
I knew she was a mess when she was saying, "I'm the Puerto Rican princess." That's when I knew. And all you don't remember her in the studio?
Oh, I knew you was talking about that studio video. That's when we knew.
Yeah.
That's when we knew. Okay, like that's when we knew.
I said she got a hold of that good shit today. The tape was on one.
But you know, Love and Hip Hop been going through the stuff that the Housewives of Atlanta going through. So they've been having they little slump season. So this just might be the season of the comeback for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We gonna see though. We gonna see if they can come back. I know Housewives of Atlanta can make a comeback.
if the production doesn't change, then I mean, even if it's changed, would it change the networks? Does the production change too?
Sometimes
does like the entire team change.
Sometimes the teams don't change when you bring it to another network, but then sometimes they do. But I do know that Mona hasn't been over Love and Hip Hop since season. I think the last season Mona was over Love and Hip Hop was season 7 or 8.
Let me ask a question. Do you think
because Black Ink Crew production team was over? Huh?
Do you think since Mona left, it went downhill?
Yes, because Mona knew how to give us some TV. Mona was here for a show. Now these Black Ink Crew producers, I don't know what they here for, cause that's who was producing the show. So I don't know.
So they need to bring Mona back.
We need Mona. We need Mona. Straight up, we need Mona. What
and
you
we
think?
We don't need this new Mona. We need the Mona with the shake and go wig. Still running behind them. That's what we need. We need a good shake and go.
But when you think about it, Mona's still Mona because Mona got it popping down to the SWV. And
yes, she did. And that was a good show.
Mona gonna let it be known what's going on behind the scenes because she pulls stunts and shows. She should have broke up a whole family. Mona said, "I don't give a damn." Mona said, "This is the job. Y'all gonna have to repair it after I leave the show."
So should Mona go to the Housewives of Atlanta?
As a producer?
Yes.
I feel like Mona could get it popping.
Give Mona a peach. Give Mona a peach.
That would be cute. If Mona had a peach.
Oh my God, not Mona having a peach.
She would be the new Phaedra.
And I think Mona would come in on some I'm that girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think she would try to shake the foundation just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Can you imagine her and Candy? Because Candy got a little ego too. Can you imagine her and Candy?
Oh my God. Somebody just said Mona, if Mona was the producer on RHOA, she would have Todd and Candy divorced.
Baby, she really would.
Oh my God. I can see it though. I can see it. Huh?
Because Mona don't care.
Mona don't give a fuck. All she care about is a good show. And if it's gonna fuck up your life, she don't give a damn. Long as she got a good show, like that's all she care about. she can fuck up your career. She don't give a damn. Long as it give her a good show, that's all that matters. But however, y'all, somebody said put Mona on Real Housewives of Potomac. Lord have mercy, not Potomac.
I would rather see her on the land than Potomac.
She'll really fuck up Potomac.
I want to see her on Beverly Hills, and that would be a cash shake.
Not Beverly Hills.
Mona in a curly shake and go. Okay.
Wait, before we move on, someone said, so Scott, are you giving the new Basketball Wives cast a chance? I don't know. What y'all think about that? Because I don't know.
No.
Okay. You know how Wendy Williams say I'm a woman and I can go and I can Wendy say I'm a woman and I can change my mind.
Uh-huh.
I talked a lot about basketball. I'm gonna see what they give in next season.
Because of Brittany, not Evelyn, though, right? Because of Brittany, not Evelyn.
Because I hear Brittany getting the shit going. Yeah, I could give a damn about. I could give a damn about Evelyn at all. I feel
like they're bringing in new faces, and I feel like it'll kind of be like a new show.
I don't give a damn about any new face. I only care about Brittany Renner because Brittany is the Drea reimagined. A Drea who did not get her wholeness deleted. Exactly. Brittany does not care. She is going to come in and that will be her show. Evelyn, her new fiance, all them washed up girls. Brittany is where it's at because she does
only
not
if
care.
She comes in being her authentic self. If she comes in like kind of timid, kind of nervous, tiptoeing around the girls because that's Evelyn Lozada. Like I feel like Brittany could be that girl if she comes in.
Well, I heard that Brittany already is beefing with Jackie Christie already, so I don't know.
You're not gonna get over. Brittany taught a master class on trapping a ninja. You can't get over on this woman. She has no scruples, no morals. Wasn't Brittany the one who was paying for herself to go see dude who was with the Black Lives Matter? football player who lost his career because he was choosing to kneel.
Oh, Colin Kaepernick.
She was paying for trips to go see him out of her own pocket. That is who we need on Basketball Wives. So I might give it a chance.
And she was just seen out to dinner with Shaquille O'Neal too.
I saw that. I said, "What is the tea?" I saw that.
So Superhead said it's really sweaty, and it's like a tree stump. That's what she said. She said it don't match the feet, and just expect to have to change the sheets after he's finished.
I believe it.
Shaq, I saw Shaq in person a few times. Shaq is big.
Yeah.
Well,
but she said not down there.
But not down there.
So good luck, Brittany. Allegedly, Moniece has tried it out too.
Not Moniece.
Scotty wasn't ready.
I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and start, child. I'm not even going to do this. So what we're going to do now, we're going to start with number 5. And the first, this is Mim's pick for number 5. My mama got that book, by the way. My mama still got
I know it back and front. She needs to be on Basketball Wives.
They asked her to be on Basketball Wives. She declined.
She and
many years ago.
Rinna, do it now. The show is dead. So you start with my number 5. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so the number 5 for Mims is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills' own Erica Jayne, honey. Now, I remember when Erica Jayne first came on the show, a lot of people liked her. You know, I watched Beverly Hills on and off, and y'all would know more about Beverly Hills than I would, but for the time that I did watch, a lot of people liked Erica Jayne, but now she's not many people's favorite housewife. But this is Mim's pick. So why did you choose her as your number 5? And why is she in your top 5?
I'm learning some things about myself. I kind of live in a fantasy world. So when I see other people who live like that, it kind of like it resonates with me. So I liked Erica Jayne. I didn't mind that she was dating the Crypt Keeper or, sleeping with the elderly or, I've been a caregiver. She was a caregiver. I felt betrayed by Erica Jayne when I found out that everything about her lifestyle was fake. And then I wanted her to have some remorse. Like, I messed up. It wasn't me. It was all him. But I think she was in on it, and that's why I can't stand her. Now, everything about her, I want her off the show. She's declassing the show. She's got to go. I don't care that she's dating a new 80-year-old billionaire with some criminal background stuff. I don't care anything. Her voice, her face, everything bothers me because I liked her so much initially.
So you liked her at first?
I liked her, yeah.
Okay, now even though this is not your pick, Roddy, but what are your thoughts on Erica Jayne?
I go up for Erica Jayne.
Oh,
look at his shirt. Look at his shirt. Show the people your shirt.
Okay, so what feeling like a rich black man? Okay, so why do you go up for Erica Jayne?
I think I follow Erica Jayne on Instagram too. I came into Beverly Hills basically I started watching full seasons when Garcelle came on.
Okay.
But I think she's just a good housewife. I also think that Erica could play the villain role if she needed to. I'm still back and forth on what she had to do with what her husband was doing. Do I think Erica Jayne was completely in the dark? Absolutely not. Do I think that after a while she kind of turned her head and kept swiping her American Express? I do. But I still like Erica Jayne. I like Erica Jayne.
I mean, I don't really have no opinion about her either way. I do think that she could show. The thing that I can say is that I do think she could show some kind of, remorse about what happened to them people. But it's like she don't give a fuck.
No, she says she doesn't care.
Yeah, like she doesn't
give a fuck. About. Sorry, I don't give an F about anybody but me. That's what she said.
And in all fairness, if I'm just saying, if Erica Jayne is innocent, I could see why she's saying I don't care about anybody else but myself. Because if I'm innocent and everybody is coming at me, at this point, I'm only worried about myself. Like she said on the airplane, the first thing they tell you to do is make sure you put your mask on before you help somebody else. So you're expecting me to help these other people when I'm drowning myself.
Well, here's the thing. You had $20 million. You had $20 million to buy yourself a career, and it still didn't jump off.
Not by yourself.
Right.
At this point, let it go and figure out some other way to make money. But instead, you're talking about you're drowning because you want to say, like, you want to hide the fact that you still have some of these items. Like, let it go. Let the earrings go. We would have rooted for her if she would have just been the dumb housewife who did not know that her husband was stealing. But not showing remorse, to me, is everything that I need to know. You knew that you were marginally talented. You knew that you were probably, not the most likable person. We then found out that she went to a focus group to find out where she could fit in the most. And they said the gays. And that's why she targeted the gays. So this is a persona. She doesn't give a F about the gay people. She don't care about the plane crash victims. She only cares that her aging coochie has to land her a man relatively quickly before it gives out. And that's it.
So you really don't see it for Erica Jayne.
I feel betrayed by Erica because I was here for everything. I was here for her.
I didn't like the way she was. I felt like for the little stuff that I did see, and I know that you and Ronnie watch Beverly Hills way more than I do, but the little stuff that I did see for the past 2 seasons, I thought that she was bullying Sutton. I didn't like the way she used to come at Sutton and Garcelle. I wonder if y'all disagree with me on it. If you do, please let me know, because I used to feel like the way she would come at Sutton, it was just too much for me.
Not Mims is a black man scorned.
I love
Diary of a Mad Black Man.
I love Sutton when she first stepped on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was one of the few people who went up for Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I could see why Erica started to go after Sutton. Because I'm looking at it through Erica is saying I'm innocent. I'm innocent, and you're supposed to be my friend, but you're on the TV, reading articles, talking about me, blah, blah, blah. So it makes sense to me why I felt like I'm going after Sutton.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Mims.
But they were definitely picking on Sutton at one point.
I think she definitely thought she could do whatever. I think that she wanted whatever target off her back, so she just lashed out. Another thing I don't like about Erica, she can't really read. She just goes off. Like, she starts crying and you don't know how I sleep at night. Like, I liked her when she was fun and rich and, not wearing drawers, and they were, villainizing her. That was funny and fun and lighthearted when she was rolling her husband into scenes, you know what I mean, or pressing the button so he could get up the stairs on the hover round. I like that Erica. I don't like this one. And that's
all I hear is "Color Me Pink" in my ear, mimicking the way Erica Jayne speaks in her reviews. It makes me scream every time I hear.
I have noticed one thing about Erica Jayne. Her voice changed. I was watching old clips from like seasons ago. Erica Jayne sounds like 2 completely different people.
Yeah, she does.
Like that
she
does.
does.
Kind of like a high school girl. Now her voice is a lot deeper.
You know what I've been through, and I told you straight up what happened. Take "Color Me Pink" to do it. It's so funny to me.
I miss watching Color Me Pink. The problem is I was such a fan of Color Me Pink that now that I review shows, it's hard for me to watch a lot of other people's show because I don't want to take what they're saying. It's hard. I used to be in her chat like every week. I waited for her RHOA review to drop.
I have to take a day to watch all y'all videos at one time. All the videos that I miss, I have to take a day and sit back and watch them. That's how I do it. Cause like I was watching one of Rodney's bill collector reviews, and he even said my name in the review. He was like, "Cyrus Scott, I know you from down there, but
living in Mississippi or something."
I don't know. I think it was, or you was talking about Joshy or somebody. I don't know.
I remember saying your name though.
It was so damn funny. I was listening to it at work. I'm like, nah, he must have knew I was watching the damn video because it's just I was so tickled.
I take talking about your cousins.
Them people ain't my cousins. Don't do that.
You know Josh? How old is Josh?
I know Josh. I actually just saw Josh 2 weeks ago at the same M bar that they was at when Latrice's husband was acting a damn fool. I actually saw him and he came up to me and he hugged me. I already knew him because Josh used to hang out with my cousin. So I already knew of him. I didn't know him, but I knew of him because of my cousin.
Then I'm gonna leave it alone. Is Latrice pregnant?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know really. I've been hearing
by
that.
Somebody other than her husband, because that man is misogynistic.
Oh Lord, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. But I agree though. She know how I feel about her husband, child. Okay. So we're gonna get into number 5, which is Rodney's pick, and it's Miss Diana Jenkins from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm not surprised by this one. I'm not surprised by this one at all. So Rodney, let the people know, why did you choose Diana for your number 5?
Okay, I'm gonna try to get this short as possible. You know I'm a little long with it. I'm about to say this quickly.
You can be as long with it as you want to, child. Don't nobody care about that.
One of the things that I like about Housewives is when I can't relate to them.
Mm-hmm.
So these housewives who are just filthy rich and got 15 houses scattered across the world and got this snobby, stuck-up attitude and are complete bitches, I'm okay with that. Because I feel like that's what you're supposed to be as a housewife. I felt like that's who Diana really is, but she came into the show trying to be this nice, humble, I came from this poor background, which she says she did, right? But I felt like it was all over the place. So in one minute you're saying, I grew up poor, and then I was thrusted into poverty. And then the next second you're saying, I can't go to the mall because the dust bothers me. Girl, you said you grew up in the hood. So I'm trying to understand how you go from being poor to being thrusted into poverty, even as I think a young adult, to now all of a sudden I can't go to the store. And just instead of just saying, I'm rich, I don't have to go to the mall comes to me. Like, I just want the girls to be authentic. Like when Sutton came into the season as a friend, Sutton was a bitch. She was an asshole. But Sutton was herself, and Sutton didn't care. So I just felt like when I started looking at how Diana moved, I thought she was a complete mess. And then she tried to have that white God complex when she pulled the thing with Garcelle about, I've helped so many black people, X, Y, and Z. What have you done? I said, oh, girl, she's one of those. So I don't see it for Diana Jenkins. I never will. I think she's a hot mess.
Well, I think we all can agree that we're happy that she's gone.
I'm happy she's gone.
Mims, you are a big follower of not Bill Collector. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. Beverly Hills. What are your thoughts on Diana? Because from my vantage point, I think she's an idiot from the stuff that I've seen.
Was she on the show?
She was a housewife.
Oh, okay. I'm with Scotty. I mean, I'm with Rodney in the sense that I don't like people who come from nothing and who ease their way into that persona extremely quickly and pretend like they didn't come from nothing. Like literally you were a refugee and you just happened to use, you use what you had to get what you want from some unassuming man who did not know you were a black widow. And it is what it is. I believe all the stories about her. I believe everything that anybody has ever said about her. I don't like when you use your charity work as like a badge of honor. You're not a black person. So saying that you gave to Haiti and that's a cause that's close to your heart is like, yeah, I don't like her. she should have been the quintessential housewife because she is worth, I think, like 300 or 400 million. But she's not likable. She's declassed the show.
Diana Jenkins was really, in my opinion, supposed to be that girl. Like, girl, you're filthy rich, you're a BITC age, the Chanel store comes to your house, you got this young gay boyfriend, y'all got a baby together.
You said young gay boyfriend.
The Al Reynolds of Beverly Hills.
You know, Asher. Now, you know, I believe Asher alone. He's straight. Girl, I don't know. Like, he, you know, you got this young guy, this young.
Didn't he used to dance with Chrissy?
Kim
Phil's husband.
Now, you know what? You did not have to bring Chrissy into this.
Can he be my least favorite housewife? I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
We should have did a house husband.
Rodney. Please continue. Cousin Rodney.
But yeah, I don't like Diana. That's what it comes down to. And I think she had all the ingredients to be one of the best housewives.
What do you think? So what do y'all think she went wrong at?
I just think it was being authentic. Like, even when Crystal said that she told her, you know, Crystal, you're relatable. I'm not. That's fine. She said something along those lines. That's fine. Just be the girl who you are. Like, you don't have to. But she came onto the show with this. Like, you came onto the show. Like, I don't know. She just was all over the place.
Yeah,
all over the place. I think
I agree.
Who she wasn't, basically.
I agree. Because when I first saw the trailer, when she made that, I think her line was the very last line of the trailer. She said, "You want a new feeling? You got one," or something. She said, "I'm like, wait a minute now.
You wanted a villain?
Yeah.
I'll be your villain." That's what she said.
Oh my God! What I used to laugh all the time. Y'all know Alex Salter. Alex is, I think it's Salter. He will say that Diana sounds like him when he's drunk. When I said,
I can see that.
I believe it.
Cracked me up.
I believe it. Okay. So we're gonna get into my number 5. I don't think y'all even expect this lady to be on my list at all. But here's my number 5. My number 5 is also from Beverly Hills. I do not like Kyle.
Oh wow.
I do not like Kyle. I have never liked Kyle. I've always referred to her as I take the K off and put a V instead of the K. I call her vile. Like, I don't like her. I have never liked Kyle. I think that she self-produces. I think that she's fake as hell. And I think that she creates drama, throws rocks, and then hide her hands and act like, you know, I'm just sitting there looking at some shit this past season of Beverly Hills. Like I said, I didn't watch it consistently, but the shit that I did catch, they'll be in group scenes. She'll just randomly ask a question or randomly throw something out there, then start all that shit. Then she'll wonder why it just blasted the way that it did. She's sneaky, she's conniving, she's manipulative, and she treated Kim like shit. And I like Kim much better than her. And I see that Kathy thinks she fake as hell too. I don't like
stole my goddamn house.
So what y'all think of Kyle? Because I never liked Kyle. Like, if I was doing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reviews, I'd be dragging Kyle just for breathing. I don't like Kyle.
I agree with a lot of what you said, but I still like Kyle.
Okay, so why do you like Kyle? Why do you like
Kyle as a kid?
He likes her because she's rich. Stop it.
This is the thing. You have to even like. I don't think Kyle has done anything. She hasn't done enough to me. What I've seen for me to dislike her. Again, I only really got into Housewives like season 10. I've watched episodes here and there, but I don't think she's done enough for me to say that I just like hate her. Even though I agree with a lot of stuff that you said, I still Kyle is okay to me.
Oh God,
she gotta go.
Her only redeemable quality is her husband, because I think that Mauricio was fine. But other than that, I do not like Kyle.
Now that's what we can fight over that Mauricio.
She gotta go.
Okay, so why you think she gotta go?
Tired and delayed. She gotta go. She definitely produces the show as a cast member. All those, we know what you're doing. If you're not in the scene, you just, like we get it. You want to be seen. To me, Kyle was like I don't want to get in trouble for this. Kyle was the unattractive little sister who was broke. She got a lot of work done. She was kind of like what they said. She was the wannabe. You had your other two sisters who were still working in Hollywood. They had married rich. And then Kyle married she married like her mom did. Like her mom wanted her to for money to some man who, you know, I don't want to get in too much trouble. I feel like Kyle was a wannabe, and this show was her vehicle to be a somebody. And she did not mind putting her family down or stepping on anybody's neck. What she did to her sister, who held up the entire family for fame, basically, was disgusting. I believe everything that Kim Richards said about Kyle. Sorry.
I definitely believe it. I definitely believe it. But you know, Rodney love him some Kyle, child.
What did Kim say? Refresh my memory. What did Kim say about Kyle?
So Kim said that Kyle would sell her out in a heartbeat. She said she was not a real sister like Kathy. Kyle then, in my opinion, because I did a lot of like exposés, there were things that were released to the press about Kim Richards that only Kyle knew. So it was released to the press, like when Kyle was getting bad press around the Kathy Hilton times, that she had been paying for, I think it's like a townhouse or something that what's her name lives in. Who would know that? You like nobody would know that, or nobody should know that except you and Mauricio. Why are you telling people that your sister, who's in open recovery as an alcoholic, you're paying for her house while you're getting bad press for what you're doing to Kathy? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's little things that she does, and I'm just like, technically, she has the houses, the cars, the family, everything should be great, but everybody in your life can't say that you're, you know, sneaky and vindictive and fame hungry and be lying. She's best friends with the morally corrupt Faye Resnick. There's something there. Bethany stopped being her friend for a while. There's something about Kyle. Like, she needs this show. I would hate to see what happens when they finally remove her from the show.
I just, it's everything about Kyle irritates me. Like,
she's cute. I like her new body. Ozempic works wonders.
Like, it's a scene that they did last season. And Dorit was repeating what Garcelle said. I think it was something along the lines of, don't be Kyle, don't be Kyle. And here go Kyle. What's wrong with being Kyle? I'm like, ugh.
I think I remember that.
Oh, it just irked me. I don't like Kyle. When I tell y'all I don't like Kyle, I don't like Kyle. Okay. She's one of the reasons why I really can't watch Beverly Hills consistently like that. And I can't even do no reviews because I will go to fuck in on Kyle. Like, the way I be censoring myself on these other reviews, I wouldn't give a damn about censoring myself on Beverly Hills. I would just drag Kyle because I can't stand her. Huh?
I said, come on, Dragon.
I don't like Kyle at all, okay? But that's my number 5. So we're about to go into number 4, okay? And
can we, before we go into number 4 really quickly, do you mind?
Go ahead.
Y'all, we are giving you a show. I'm already buzzed. Rodney is with the shits.
Absolutely.
And Scotty is acting bad, whatever's going on this summer. How do we have over 500 people and only 200 likes? Y'all hit the like button for your boy hosting this show.
Listen, y'all are gonna bully these people into liking this video.
God, they act like we asking for $20. We asking for a free like. All you gotta do is hit your phone and do like this, and then you done. We ain't ask you for $20 until Friday. We ain't ask you to let us borrow $100 until the first of the month. We asked you for a free like.
I would like to borrow $100 to the first of the month. Y'all need my Cash App?
Oh my goodness, I cannot.
Okay.
Okay, so we're in for number 4. The first one is Mims' choice. Okay, and like I said, you guys, I'm the only one that knows who everybody chose. The other 2 don't know who everybody chose. Okay, so this is why it's so funny to me because But number 4 for Mims is none other. It's another Beverly Hills person. It's Miss Lisa Rinna, okay, aka Billy Reed from Days of Our Lives. Okay, so Mims, why did you choose Lisa Rinna, who Marlo Hampton seems to be taken after on this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta? Why did you choose Lisa Rinna?
I don't like anybody. And when I hear Lisa Rinna, I think old girl from Potomac. I don't like anybody who chooses to give you the most so that they don't have to tell you their truth. This woman has year after year just talked about her wonderful mother. We love Lois. But that's not your storyline. You got all these gay rumors surrounding your husband in this sexless marriage that y'all have had for the last 20 years. You don't want to talk about it. You will put your daughter's eating disorder on Front Street than give us any of your own reality. That is trash. Completely trash. That whole, were people doing cocaine in your bathroom? What was your husband doing in the bathroom when he wasn't with you? That's what you need to be asking.
Don't go near my husband.
I wish you would throw a glass at me. I don't like you're on a reality show, but the only reality that we get is the people around you. We don't know anything technically about Lisa Rinna. She has branded herself a hard worker, a great mother, exceptional wife, but we don't know any of her real dirt. I don't like that. We needed somebody to expose her stuff outside of Kim. That's why Kim is my favorite. Let's talk about the husbands.
Don't go near my husband. That was so funny. Don't go near my husband. Okay, Rodney. Now, what do you think of Lisa Rinna?
He likes her. Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
I think I got a dark soul because I might need to go to church. Lisa is one of my favorite housewives.
Why?
I just think Lisa is a bona fide bitch, and I love it. Now,
oh my God, I cannot.
Let me say something. I did start side-eyeing Lisa. Lisa started acting a fool online, and I was like, "Ooh, Lisa," because sometimes these women on these shows, they, like Kenya, for example, that is Kenya. You know what I'm saying? But we also know that outside of the show, we hear multiple people talk about how sweet and nice Kenya is. At one point, I started getting confused with Lisa Rinna. Like, Lisa, are you doing this for the show? Or are you are you a bitch in real life? Like, confused. Like, you might kind of be like, girl, a little rough in real life, but on the show, I thought Lisa was a Kiki.
Oh my God.
I thought Lisa was a Kiki. I thought Lisa kept up mess. This is my thing, right? Like with Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine.
You like her too, don't it?
I do. That's what I think. I like all the people that people usually hate. Girl, they'll be my girls, and I'm gonna stick beside them. Like Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly doesn't tell a lot about her marriage, but Dr. Heavenly makes up for that by keeping up a lot of mess. So it's like, okay, Dr. Heavenly earning her check, and sometimes the mess that Dr. Heavenly keeps up, it makes sense. It's not like the mess that Giselle kicks up in Potomac where it just don't make sense, right? So I felt like with Lisa, the times that I've seen the show, the mess that Lisa kicks up, sometimes I don't think it's a mess that could harm somebody.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like with with Giselle, she kicks up mess that could actually
harm somebody.
And we'll get into some other people, you know. But I like Lisa.
Listen. I cannot believe you like Lisa.
I like Lisa. I think I'm one of the few who go up for Lisa Rinna.
You are, child, because most people hate her. I would love to see a top 5. We already did that. Me and Mims did that with House of Aaron already a couple of weeks ago. We already did that. It's gonna be other videos like this coming up soon because I think me and Mims gonna have a time with this top 5 list thing because it's dry right about now. It ain't really that much to talk about, so we got to make it fun right now. But
is Rodney done praising Rinna?
Yes, he's done praising Rinna. Okay, so Lisa Rinna was Mims' number 4. Now we're going to Rodney's number 4, and Rodney's number 4 is none other than Miss Kim Zolciak.
I love this picture of Rodney along with it.
Now, Kim Zolciak started on Real Housewives of Atlanta season 1. She left in mid-season of season 5, and then she came back for a small time on season 10. They had her own boring ass spinoff, Don't Be Tardy, and now she's hitting her husband upside the head during a divorce. So, Rodney, why is Kim, KK Kim, on your list?
Let me say something. Kim started out as one of my favorite housewives. I went up for Kim. She was a hoe. She was writing checks for $70,000 calls. I went up for Kim. I didn't see nothing that Kim was doing was wrong. And then, you know, it's more so of recently when Kim started rubbing me the wrong way. Like her last couple of years on Atlanta kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It got to a point where I felt like Kim felt like she was better than the women. She didn't have to.
I don't want to sit around and eat chicken with Nene.
Like she didn't want to film with them. She always was leaving scenes early. I think her and Candy got into like a little back and forth about her leaving scenes early. And then what really kind of like put the nail in the coffin for me was when she was at the season 10 reunion and Croy brought a gun. He had to leave it in the car. And she was in the restroom and she said basically, you know, no other white woman will be dumb enough to sit on that stage with him.
Right, she did say that.
And now, fast forward to now, we know she's trying to return to Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I think that they will be foolish to allow Kim Zolciak to come back to I know they probably don't have a lot of say-so, the cast, and who they want to film with, but I think it would be absolutely a slap in the face to let that white woman come back to their show after she talked mess about y'all. She came across though she was better than, and now she ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and now she want to drag her and them lips and them 50-11 kids at the show. Ain't got no money, fighting her husband, and now she want to sit. Now she want to sit around y'all and go on cash trips. No, Kim better not come. Now I'm still gonna watch the show next season, but Kim better not come back to that show.
I don't want Kim back. Like I don't.
Kim pop across my screen. I'm gonna drag. Kim can sit across it from my screen and just smile like this. I'm gonna find a reason to fuss and cuss.
My thing is I don't like Kim just for the same reasons that you don't, and I still don't get because because of the whole ratings talk about the Housewives of Atlanta, Twitter, just as well as I know, Rodney, Twitter is a mess when it comes down to Housewives and all these think pieces and everybody, Kim should come back. Why y'all want her back?
No.
Like, why?
Kim don't have any money. Like, no. Now she want to come back to the black
Neither
show.
does Drew.
Neither does Drew.
Marlo.
Say something. Now, let me say something.
Courtney.
Let me say something. Let me say something. I have been very vocal that, my girls, they don't live these lavish lifestyles, But I don't want Kim to come back.
I don't want her back at all. I swear I don't.
I don't want Kim to come back.
I swear I don't. I don't see what she will bring. Because when she was there, she didn't bring. After season 3, Kim didn't bring anything. Like during season 4, she didn't even want to film with Nene. Nene didn't want to film with her. It's just like she wasn't there. Season 5, she wasn't showing up, and it's just like, why bring Kim back? Like,
why bring her back?
I'm pretty sure Kim has like a lifetime supply of penicillin. Sorry.
The only reason
Oh my God.
The only reason I would want Kim to come back is if Big Papa popped on the scene.
Not Big Papa.
I don't want him to come back.
Listen, because I'm so confused. Because everybody was saying that Kim was a racist, which she is, and everybody was saying that she thought she was better than everybody, which she does think that. So why should she come back? It's like motherfuckers is desperate, so desperate for drama on Housewives of Atlanta that they would just act big for anybody to come back at this point.
Right.
Kim is not the way.
I don't think Kim is the way either. I'd rather have.
I think I know where you're going with this.
I would rather. I'd rather have peach juice back.
I said the same thing though. I ain't gonna lie. I said the same thing. I said the same thing now.
That's how much I don't want Kim's up. I would rather have peach juice back on my TV screen before Kim's Zolciak.
Yes, I can agree with you on that. Mims, what's your thought on Kim?
I echo everything that Rodney just said. And I saw somebody in the chat asking, where is Sweetie? I did a whole video. Where is Sweetie and who is Big Papa? Sweetie is 8 shades lighter and selling like I think like African inspired clothing and stuff like that. She's much happier and healthier now that she's away from Kim. I echo everything that Scotty said. I'm kind of mad that I didn't add her to my list. I want to forget her. I did like season 10 reunion Kim when they gave it to her. When Nene and Kenya were teamed up and they were tag teaming her. I absolutely loved it. If I could have something like that, because that's still one of my favorite reunions.
Yeah.
It was just like effortless the way they were giving it to her.
When I say everybody was giving it to Kim, everybody, even Cynthia kind of tugged on a wig for a second. I loved it.
I liked it. But yeah, everything that you said. Now, Kim is another one that I feel betrayed by because I think maybe me and Rodney have some things in common. I like when they live in these fantasy worlds. Kim and Jay-Z are the reason that I got a diamond bracelet because I saw Jay-Z had one and Kim Zolciak got Big Papa to buy her one. Then Kim taught me that whenever you go to somebody's party, you bring your own liquor because they might be broke like Cynthia and they can't afford the good stuff. So you bring a bottle for the guest and you bring your own private reserve and then you have the wait staff serve from your private reserve. Because you remember Cynthia couldn't afford. She had that whole lavish wedding to Peter. And her mom had to loan her or give her $2,000 and that's the only money that they have for liquor. So y'all know it was bottom shelf. It was Juarez. It was Taka vodka. It was boxed wine.
Oh,
but after I saw who Kim really was, you're over there doing a house tour with Candy, and you're saying some shit like, "Oh, I had to lock my door when I got off the freeway," as if you are better than this self-made black millionaire. Then you have 2 little black girls following you around for this house tour, and you say out of your mouth, "Oh, that's perfect. Your pool is indoors because you're black and you don't need the sun."
Oof.
What does that do in front of 2 little black girls? So you're trash. You are a washed up trash box. That's it.
Oh, well, I guess that's enough Kim dragging. All right. So my number 4.
Low down monkey with a wig.
Shout out to the 600 people that's in the building right now. Thank you guys for watching us. Number 4.
Close your legs to married men, trash box. Okay, no, I'm sorry. We can go.
Okay, number 4 for me is Vicky Gunvalson from The Real Housewives of Orange County. I just don't like her either. Like for real. She screams at people. She don't have no conversation with you. She screams at people. And I believe that she knew the whole time that Brooks didn't have no fucking cancer. Her damn daughter was sitting up there dragging her every reunion. Not her sister. Her daughter was exposing her for being abused by Brooks and all that stuff. And she'll sit up there and say, that's not true. That's not true. And it was damn true. Like, I don't like Vicky. I don't.
I didn't lie about cancer. That's what
she yells at people. Then she was sitting up there talking about it's my show, and her ass lost her fucking orange, and she didn't have no fucking show. It ain't your show no more, Vicky. Like, I don't like.
It never was her show.
Technically, it was her show.
You can't copy your own shit.
Technically, it was. I mean, you know, I'm a straight shooter, pow pow. That show, Housewives, was actually supposed to be Children of Orange County, the live show. If you remember, there was this show on Fox called OC, and that was a hit. So Bravo said, we're going to do the children of the OC, and her children were boring. But Vicky was there with her big, you know, this is what Andy said. Who are all these women walking around in the middle of the day at their pool, at a grotto with their big fake boobs, drinking? And he said, that's the show. Let's do Housewives. So it was built around Vicky, but you're absolutely right. As she's not interesting. The stick is old. It started on her back, but you know.
Yeah, Tamara came in and took it from her. I don't like Tamara either. I'm surprised she didn't
like.
I'm surprised,
like nobody.
I'm surprised she didn't make my top 5 because I didn't like her ass either. Like most of the people that I don't like are not even on the black shows, if we're being real. Because I can't stand them housewives on these other shows. Like I never really cared for Vicky. Like if you just look at all of the clips on YouTube, all she doing is screaming at people. I actually prefer Gretchen over her, honestly. But go ahead, Rodney.
He's gonna say, I like Vicky.
No, you know, I don't dislike Vicky, but I don't like Vicky. Like Vicky's one of those people. Like I think she's a Kiki. Like she's like one of those over the top rich white women, like delusional life. But it's like I don't dislike her, but I don't go up for Vicky either. Like it's just kind of like, oh, Vicky. Like if I saw Vicky, I'd be like, oh, there go Vicky, y'all. But I wouldn't be like, oh, I don't know. I don't have an issue with Vicky.
But you know,
liked her.
But you know, Orange County
like she was like, to me, she was what the show is kind of supposed to be.
You said a family van to
like
pick us up.
A
family van.
You know.
I mean, I get what y'all saying. I just can't take the yelling and screaming she did. She used to yell like she was somebody's mama or something all the time. Like, but Orange County has always been the least interesting one to me all the time for whatever reason. At least one of the least interesting ones.
I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I never really got into Orange County like that.
I watched it from day one. The fantasy world. I was like, I gotta grow up and have a grotto. I don't even like pools. But I was like, is this what people live behind the gates? I was here for day one. They all talked about their boobs jobs. They all were getting like facelifts, plastic surgery. They all married for money. I was here for everything. Vicky was crazy.
As hell.
But that's what you want. You want somebody who is gonna be ridiculous on camera and not care.
Right.
Well, I understand.
Scotty hates her.
I can't. Most of
I never had a threesome. I mean, I like when Vicky starts screaming. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Like as far as Orange County, the only person that I really liked was Gretchen. That's the only one I liked.
You know who I used to go on for before I found out she was psycho? I ain't gonna say psycho, but she was not what I thought she was.
Who?
Go up for?
Who?
Oh wait, I'm trying to get. Wait, Kelly Dodd?
What?
It better not be Kelly Dodd.
I used to go up for Kelly Dodd. She used to drag the shit out of Vicky.
Which brings me to number 3. That is Mims' number 3. And that is Miss Kelly Dodd. Thank you for saying that, Roddy. That's a great segue into number 3. Now, Mims, please explain why you don't like this lady. Explain why you don't like this lady. Kelly Dodd. Explain why you don't like Kelly Dodd.
I despise everything about Kelly Dodd. Like everything about Kelly Dodd. She was like drinking and TMZ caught her and they were like, Kelly, would you date a black man? And she said, ew, of course not.
She said that?
I was done from that point on. So when she talked about Jewish people, which is also a part of my heritage, I was pissed. I'm like, the one thing that I will say about Kelly is they knew that she was dumb and they played on that. So getting her drunk, they knew that she was going to say and do whatever. And so some of the women were at fault, but I think they were really just trying to expose who Kelly is as a person. Kelly is the lowest of the low. She, Rodney, go ahead and
I don't know. That's the thing. I used to go for Kelly. Once Kelly got fired, and I felt like Kelly did like a complete 180. And I think she started that podcast with her husband or boyfriend or somebody. And then I would see all this stuff about Kelly on Twitter, and I used to be like, "This bitch is crazy." I don't really see it for Kelly like that. Like on the show, it wasn't until after the show I realized Kelly is a fool, like a fool.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Rodney. I feel like we're about to be here. One of the best scenes of all times was Shannon and Kelly. Okay. The first was when Kelly told her, "Why don't you just eat some more?" Because Shannon had gained a little weight, and Shannon threw that plate at her and said, "This isn't my plate, you bitch." I will say, I liked what she did there. It was the second one was Shannon's party, her birthday party. And Shannon had set her up because Kelly had been sleeping with some rich man who was richer than her husband, and people knew about it. So they were going to set her up at Shannon's party. And so they're like, you slept with the person. And Kelly's like, who? And then Kelly lays in to all of the women who were about to set her up, calls Shannon Miss Roper because she knew how to tug at Shannon's strings, and just burnt this whole party. So I'll give Kelly that. Kelly did know how to F up a scene.
She did. Remember she called Vicky Miss Piggy? Kelly used to be with the shit on Orange County.
She was.
Kelly did a couple things, but I knew who Kelly was. So I'm glad to see her in her podcast because you really get to see who Kelly is.
Yeah, Kelly.
She don't like black people. She don't like Jewish people. It is what it is, and I'm done with that. She's trash.
It's sad.
She's declassing this show.
It was sad to me because I used to go up for her, and then, you know when you find out people you like, it's kind of like, oh, like like I really misjudged you, girl. Like you a mess.
That's how I felt about Porsha because I used to be a big Porsha fan, but
you like all the mistresses, y'all.
Don't you start your shit, man. Don't you start your shit now.
Watch out for Scotty
shit today. Don't start
Anybody who goes up for the mistresses, just watch out for Scotty.
She wasn't a mistress when I was going up for her.
Technically, I read the book.
I'm gonna say this much: everybody on my list, most of the women on my list, they have one thing in common. I think they're not that smart.
I'm
with there. I can go. I mean, okay, no, I like Sukihana. I like people who aren't technically like smart, but you have to be likable too.
Right.
I'm not. Yeah. You have to be likable, and I think
people
the biggest problem. They're
not that smart, and they're not likable to me.
Yeah.
What y'all not finna do is call me Ralph's mistress. That's what y'all not finna be saying in this damn chat, calling me Ralph's mistress.
Are you still going after Ralph? You know they say he's single now.
Don't you start your shit either, Roddy. Don't start now.
Was Scotty in Tampa? Y'all put it in the chat. Y'all think that Scotty was in Tampa? Because they say Tampa is the capital for escorts. And
really?
ladies and gentlemen of the night.
Really?
No, okay. That's what they said.
Oh, okay.
Scotty be traveling, y'all. I don't know.
I ain't never been to Tampa. I was there for a layover for about 5 minutes and then got back on another plane, but that's it. That doesn't count.
That's all it takes.
You can do a lot of 5 minutes.
You know what? Moving on to to Rodney's number 3. Roddy's number 3 is Alexia from the Real Housewives of Miami. Oh my God, I can't stand her.
Why did you choose this picture? You are shady as F. Why?
So, Rodney, why did you choose her? Even though I understand why, but why you choose her?
I think Alexia is low-key a mess.
Low key.
Think, like the first time I really
She's a what?
A mess.
A mess.
I think the first time I really kind of like had my good eye on her was a season. I think when they returned from hiatus, and she was receiving in an award at the LGBTQ parade, a gay parade, and she made a little slick comment to Todd and was like, that's a man on stage. I think it was a trans woman, I believe. And I was like, girl, how are you talking like that and you're like receiving an award at a gay? You know what I'm saying? So that was my first thing. I was like, okay, girl, whatever. I just think Alexia is
less than smart.
Oh, wow. Less than smart.
Is that what you're about to say?
I was about to say less than smart.
Oh my God.
Less than smart. I think her mouth, the way her mouth is set up, Alexia is the type of person that either you would have to have a lot of self-control or either you would end up in jail.
Ooh.
Because Alexia says what she wants to say to people.
But don't think that can't nobody say nothing to her.
When somebody gets back with her, and and it was a time on the show, I'm not gonna lie, when somebody went like a little low, I was like, ooh, one of the girls, Andrea. But I also understand why people have to go there with Alexia because of her mouth. And he has this thing where I can say what I want to say to people, but you can't say what you want to say back to me. I just think she's a mess. I don't like her.
I never liked her. I didn't like her when when they first was on Bravo, like them first 2-3 seasons they was on there. I didn't like her then. Like it was just always something about her that I just didn't fucking like. Like I didn't like her nor Adriana. That whole little crew, I did not like them.
I think she's a bigot. I think her son is also when he made didn't her son Peter make a comment about black people, I believe? Oh, about the Little Mermaid, I believe. Like it's just I think that whole
wait, what did he say about the Little Mermaid?
I think he had made a comment about when it was first announced that Holly was going to be big star, the Little Mermaid. I think he made like a slick comment online. I think it was about the Little Mermaid. It was something that had to do with somebody being black. I know.
And he beat his girlfriend.
Huh?
Yeah, he did. Beat his girlfriend too.
He also beat a homeless man.
Yeah. And she made excuses for that.
She makes excuses. I think Alexia is a mess. I think, I'm not gonna, Peter is a mess. I don't see it for Alexia. I just do not see it for Alexia. That's really it.
I ain't never seen it for her either though.
I echo everything you said. I did like her at first because I was like, you clearly married this gay man for money.
One thing about the 2 things show, I think Todd get down for his crown, but they ain't none of my business. I did go for Alexia when I saw that she was married to, like you said, that gay man, Todd. And I also, I
was talking about her first husband. Yeah, I was talking about Herman.
I think Todd. Shut up.
I'm gonna say this. Alexia does give lifestyle. I have never seen anybody have a full-on penthouse where you can raise your Range Rover and have it in the living room. I was like, what is this? I did like that little lifestyle moment, but I'm with you. I'm not a fan.
And then Alexia trying to get me to believe. Alexia, can we just call a thing a thing? Alexia, you used to date the D boys.
Mm-hmm.
You always said at the table. I think she said it in her confessional season 4. I thought we were just gonna sit around and talk about the drug dealers who we dated, right? So that lets me you were really into that lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what Alexia is doing down to that one nail shop that she could live on the 55th floor with a car zooming up. Like, what do her and Todd do? Is Todd really that successful?
No, that man, Herman. Alexia got Herman to do trust for her and her children. So Herman already had kids and everything else from his. She has substantial trust fund money from Herman. Plus, her new dude is extremely
Okay,
wealthy
you
as well.
gotta talk plain to me because I was trying to figure out this whole time how she was living like that. Okay.
She was the Marjorie Harvey of Real Housewives of Miami.
Oh, she was.
No, I don't know that lady was a drug kingpin.
Oh, so she been a trap queen, huh?
But no, she definitely dated. She definitely dated like multiple like drug dealers. Yeah, that was her thing.
That was her thing. When she made
She
that
thought
comment,
she was a Cuban Barbie.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But y'all don't see it for Alexia though. She can.
Well, I echo everything you said because I never liked her. Like
She's too
ever.
boring to give her a spot though.
Huh?
He said she's too boring to give her a spot.
Like nobody, when you think of like RHOM, you don't think Alexia. You might think of Marisol's mama, not Marisol.
That's
you
another
might think
bore.
of Adriana, or the girl that Adriana slapped,
Joanna,
or the rich older lady.
Leah.
Yeah, you
Leah
don't really
Black.
think about her.
I liked Leah Black with her snooty self. I liked Leah.
Quintessential housewife.
I liked her. I don't know why she not back. I like Leah. Ooh, but Alexia and Adriana could both get flushed down the damn toilet. But anyway, my number 3 is none other than Giselle Bryant from the Real Housewives of Potomac. I can't stand Giselle. I think everybody knows that. I don't like Giselle. She's another Kyle Richards, very self-produced. She sits up and she creates the narratives that she know that is going to hurt people. She don't show her real life. She keeps her shit under wraps. The only thing that saves her for me is her kids. They're more entertaining than her.
Is Jamal coming?
Jamal probably was some lady from the second pew.
Oh wait, can you see her?
I like, and the sad part is when Potomac first started, I was rooting for Giselle. When it first started, bad wigs and all, I was rooting for Giselle. But I think around season 2, I realized what type of malicious person she is, and I just don't vibe with Giselle. I just don't see it for her. And everybody that comes on this show want to be her friend, and it irks me that everybody wants to be her friend, and she ain't your friend. She only cares about Robin, and she barely cares about her. So it's like, girl.
Rob the builder.
But any thoughts on Giselle? Because
Rodney, you start.
When Giselle first got on the show, I thought Giselle was cool. I think Giselle in my opinion, has the best tagline across the board out of everybody. Her very first tagline for the first season, the word on the street is I am the word on the street. When I tell you, I go up for that. I'm going to forever go up for it. My tagline is better than Giselle's first season tagline.
Better than Kenya? Kenya's first season was everything.
What was her first season?
People go crazy trying to figure me out, and I let them. Loved it. I used that
That's
today.
Cute. That's cute. I think I still gonna give it to Giselle though.
But she's still using it today. You're still using the same tagline.
That's the thing. That's when they got, because Giselle used the same tagline pretty much for like at least 3 or 4 seasons. It was a long time. I don't dislike Giselle. I don't go up for Giselle. Giselle is one of those people, even with everything that Giselle has done, Giselle, she's one of those people where I'm just like, girl, if she does, she does. She not, she not. But I don't just dislike Giselle. And another thing I'm trying to start at, what I'm trying to get at with where I stand with these women on the show is if the people on the show who they hurt don't seem to care, then I don't care. So if she want to blame Chris Bassett for whatever she said he was doing, and then he turn around and say, I forgive her, I accept her apology, then girl, we can just move on. Well, I'm still mad if you ain't even mad. So, Giselle has done some things where, well, no, I take that back. Not why, because my moral compass ain't got nothing to do with your moral compass. But it's just
I'm questioning yours now, Rodney, because you don't like you.
the people,
you like Lisa Rinna.
the people. I told you that's why I said I might need to go to church
You do need to go to church
because I like.
You ain't seen
like
a church since
the
a church has seen you, Rodney.
I know I ain't been. It's been some years for me.
I walk into the church house, it's gonna be like Carrie.
Y'all, side note, when I'm talking to Rodney,
there she go.
like in real life, when I'm talking to Rodney, because he's become my friend, I know I'm gonna have to give real names, real situation. Rodney wants all the mess. You can't.
I just be on the now.
Rodney wants every name. I'm trying to give him a situation.
What day it happened? What time it happened? What's the
Oh
name?
yeah, that sounds like Rodney. He definitely want all that.
Where were they sitting at? On what side of the building you was on? I'm trying to paint the picture in my head, and in order for me to paint a clear picture, I need to know the details. I need to know the details. So then I can come up with my own. Okay, I see what you're saying. You know, but no, I don't dislike Giselle. I don't go up for Giselle. Like I was telling Mims, like Giselle's one of those people. Like it is what it is. Like if I saw Giselle tomorrow, oh girl, I saw Giselle, but I wouldn't be like, oh, there goes Giselle.
both of you guys, can you see the show without her though? Has she become such a central figure? Oh,
you can.
I can't.
Okay, so tell me why you can. You're the first person I ever heard say that. Because a lot of us don't like Giselle, but we can't really see the show without Giselle. But you just said that you can see it without Giselle. So I'm interested to know your point of view on it.
Because the times, I think the dynamic is going to change.
Okay.
2, I don't think she does a lot that makes a show. Giselle kicks up a lot of mess. But we all know it's not organic. Shout out to Nene Leakes. It's not organic mess. You know what I'm saying? So we're just looking at Giselle like, girl, you just a mess and we know what you're doing.
I'm very organic.
So the times that I have seen the girls without Giselle, they get along. And I think that's where they need to be at. It needs to be, we're a group of friends. And when we do have, there's drama in the group, it's organic drama. It's not something like Giselle done planned it and got everybody to go on. Like when they went to the strip club after Giselle went home, they had a ball. Karen, all the other girls had a ball. When they were in Mexico, Giselle went up to her room. All the girls are downstairs showing they boonchie cats, taking shots. Like they had a ball. So I think that if Giselle was to leave, I don't think it would make that big of a difference. I think they could keep going. I really do.
So if Giselle leaves, should Robin leave right along with her?
Yeah.
What
is she doing? She should have been gone this year. There's no reason she should be filming.
Robin, to me, she never really gave me
feminine.
She never really gave me.
Oh my goodness!
Like Robin, it wasn't until this year where I started to see that Robin could be a housewife.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. And then she started being all over the place. I'm like, okay, Robin, you was doing a lot for camera time. Like, I don't know what you're doing. But I don't like, to me, at least with Giselle, I'm laughing at Mills. At least with Giselle can stand on her own. That's what I'm trying to get to. With Robin, I don't think Robin can stand on her own.
Because without Giselle, she's gonna drown without Giselle.
She's gonna drown. Like people literally think like she's like Giselle's flunky. You never hear people say Giselle is Robin's flunky. It's the other way around.
Right.
So Giselle could survive without Robin. I don't know what Robin would do without Giselle.
D-class
she doesn't come across as somebody who she doesn't come across as someone. She's just gonna side with Giselle.
Yeah, regardless of anything. She gonna side with her regardless. Even when she says that she calls Giselle out, we really don't see it because every time we see you on the show, like you're really siding with everything that she's saying. You know what I mean? So
technically, Robin has, I mean, Giselle has already come out and said that she is the one who has gone up for Robin. So I think Robin has been on the chopping block multiple times, and Giselle uses her, Giselle is a producer's dream. She uses that to keep Robin on the show, and Robin then, I believe, acts as her backup and muscle for whatever Giselle has going on. If that's what's cutting my check because it ain't Juan, I would do. I don't think technically I give Robin a hard time. I don't agree with Karen. I don't think that Robin is hiding in Giselle's bush. I don't think that they really have that kind of relationship. I think they're just friends. But Giselle is Lisa Rinna with a better wig, and that's not saying a lot.
And because Giselle wigs.
Listen. And it's not that much to be said about her wigs. And then, another thing too, with Giselle and Robin being so close, sometimes you forget that Robin and Charisse are the ones that actually knew each other the longest on the show. Sometimes you forget that.
Right.
Because she's so close to Giselle. But child. Moving on. Let's see.
Not kitty clicking.
We're at number 2. And we're going to start off with Mims is number 2. And it's none other than Ramona Singer of The Real Housewives of New York City. Someone that I did like early on, but I don't anymore. Mims, why did you choose Ramona?
She's declassing the show. Ramona literally pooped on the floor and left it for people to clean up. Like, you really cannot get lower than that.
I heard she did that.
She pooped on the floor. The cameraman caught it, showed it to the audience. It was the most disgusting scene that I had ever seen in my life. And she left it for people to clean it up. That is what she really thinks about people. She also walked into a nice, beautiful villa and said, "Oh my God, look at all the servants." She does not value Hispanic people. To call these people her servants and to degrade and belittle them, and Bravo to allow this behavior for years, was trash. And although Ramona did give us moments, I'm not going to lie, Ramona gave us moments, but we have to draw the line at rich people thinking that poor people are beneath them, or people that you seem like you value as poor as beneath you. No, Ramona, you are trash. Your eyes bug out. Your husband, he cheated on you. He left you. Everything that you tried to portray from the beginning, that you were in this beautiful, loving marriage and relationship, and you had this business prowess. None of those businesses exist anymore. Ramona is now a real estate agent.
She is.
Ramona is like what is she like? I think that Ramona is maybe mid-60s. If your businesses were so viable, why aren't you still the proprietor of them? No, what you were was somebody who used what you had to get what you wanted very early on, and then you eased right into that as a New York City socialite, but you never have. I don't like wealthy people who think that people who are not as wealthy as them are beneath them. And that is what Ramona represents. You are over there shucking and jiving and laying it low and spreading it wide to get invitations to what is Trump's thing in Florida? What is the name of that? Yeah, to Mar-a-Lago. You over there shimmying and shaking. He doesn't want you. Done with Ramona.
Oh, that was a read.
Would you clean her poop?
Oh, absolutely not.
That is disgusting to do to somebody.
Absolutely.
But you don't value them. You think they're just servants. Why wouldn't servants clean your poop? You do like what Sonia does, and you put on a diaper. You don't just poop on the floor. Sonia, she's open about her diapers. That's not the point. The point is that you pooped on the floor. You thought it was funny. Production saw it. Everybody thought it was funny, except for the person who had to clean up after a human who did that. It's trash.
Ooh, Ronnie, any thoughts on Ramona?
I don't have that much to say about Ramona. I never really watched Real Housewives of New York. I saw clips here and there. I know from what I've seen. I saw the most I've seen about Ramona.
Ultimate Girls Trip.
Ultimate Girls Trip. I have heard that Ramona is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I think
diarrhea.
I think she's just one of those not rich. She's one of those women who may have, a couple of dollars in her account, delusional Republican.
Definitely Republican.
Because I heard her and some of her homegirls, share a penis, or was sharing penis at one point. Somebody on the show was sharing penis.
Yes, they all slept with the same man.
Right, so with the same guy. So it's like, but other than that, I really don't know that much about Ramona.
I heard that she's a racist. That's the most that I've heard about her because, like I said, a lot. I primarily looked at Potomac in Atlanta, but I used to watch like the other shows with my mother. Like my mother got me on to Housewives. Like she was the one watching New York and New Jersey. I watched New Jersey a little bit more, but I got sick of that family storyline. It's just too much for me. But my mother watched New York, and my mother always said that she felt like Ramona was a racist. She didn't like Jill either, but she said that Ramona wasn't shit.
I like Jill.
But at the time I liked Ramona because I didn't like Jill and Luann. I couldn't stand them. So anybody that was against them back then, I liked them. But
right.
You know, Scotty, they say Luann is a squirter.
Squirter from where?
That's what they said. She's a squirter.
I don't need to know her like that.
I wonder if she smashed that married man when she was in Turks and Caicos. Remember Michael?
I believe she did.
You think they did?
I think that she wanted to, but he didn't want her.
No, I think he would have smashed Luann.
I think she's held up really nicely. I think a lot of these housewives,
Luann, even Ramona
look better now than they did when the show started.
They do.
Ramona looks great to me.
She do.
Ramona is 70-something. You will not look at Ramona and say Ramona looks 70-something. Those eyes, yeah. Those eyes, but Ramona looks good.
But I see why people don't like her though, because I really don't like her no more either. Like I haven't liked Ramona in a long time, but I was in my early 20s at the time. But when I was watching it with my mom, and I just couldn't stand Jill and Luann, so I was going up for anybody that didn't like them. So that's just the truth. So that was Mims's number 2. Now we moving on to Roddy's number 2. And if you watch New Jersey, this is everybody's favorite, just about Miss Teresa Giudice. She's not in my top 5, but I see right through Teresa, and I always felt like people. I'm gonna let Rodney go ahead because he chose this, so I'm gonna let him say his piece first before I say Rod. So Rodney, why did you choose Teresa?
One thing I was seeing on Twitter that I absolutely agree with is Teresa and Alexia are like the same person to me. Like the personality wise, like that dumb, less than smart kind of. But I think Teresa is worse than Alexia. I don't like Teresa. I don't see it for Teresa. I'm new to New Jersey. I've seen episodes here and there in the past. I think Teresa is, I don't want to say dangerous. Dangerous is a strong word. I don't know how to take. I think Teresa is one of those women.
You think she was shaking the girls in prison?
Okay, right. That's why I said dangerous is a strong word. I'm making like she was. You're shanking a girl. I just don't like Teresa. I think Teresa is a mess. I think that she's a liar. I think that she never takes accountability for anything. I think it's always somebody else's fault. I think her brother is a mess also, but I think she's a bigger mess, quiet as it's kept. I just don't see it for Teresa. I just don't. Every time she pops across my screen, I'm just like, girl.
I don't understand what the appeal is with Teresa either. I never understood the appeal with Teresa, and I always felt like with this whole beef between her brother, and Melissa, I never felt like Teresa was a victim in it all at all. And I never thought that Joe and Melissa were innocent either. But I felt like Teresa wasn't completely innocent in it either. I felt like she did little shit too, and they did little shit, and they were all going back and forth, being petty, doing shit to one another. Because when you watch the show, her fans would make it seem like Joe and Melissa are just the most evilest people in the world, and Teresa just Mother Teresa, like she don't do nothing.
Like I said, I don't know. I'm sure. Let me say something. I don't think that Melissa and Joe, their hands are clean. I think their hands are dirty. I think Teresa's hands are dirty. But from what I've seen, anytime I see Melissa, I'll just say Melissa talk. Melissa just makes more sense to me. When says stuff, it's like Teresa just be talking just to hear her voice.
Snooze fast. Snooze fast.
Who's a snooze fast? Melissa.
Teresa.
Melissa.
I like Melissa is cool to me. I mean, she's not one of my favorites, but
loser.
She been eating Melissa. She been eating Teresa up at this reunion though.
She kind of has. I ain't gonna.
She been eating Teresa ass up.
And I didn't even watch this whole season of New Jersey, but I definitely tuned into the reunion.
She been eating Teresa up. I think Teresa's a mess. I think like I guess the starting point or the demise of the relationship is like when I guess Melissa and Joe got on the show, and I guess Teresa. And I think this is a problem with some of these housewives, like. Girl, these ain't y'all. Like, I get it. You are the OG. Girl, like, this not your show. You're not taking that.
Right.
Okay, Rodney, let me ask you this.
Nene thought it was her show, and look where she at. Vicky thought it was her show, and look where Vicky is at. All these tell us see their show, and then they're on the unemployment line. This is not your show.
Okay, so real life moment. Rodney. You like me and Scotty. We're all actually friends. But let's say that you had a cousin that, like a real life cousin that you did not like. And now all of a sudden your real life cousin that you do not like is the fourth square in this here panel. And now it was you, me, and Scotty. And now last 5 minutes, they have decided that Rodney's real life cousin that Rodney really don't mess with is on this panel. And now Rodney is forced to communicate, do all this stuff with this mofo that you really don't like. That person will forever be that hoe over there, even if they are your blood relative. And now Teresa, like they came on the show, they did all their interviews, they did everything and never told Teresa. So when they got on the show, it was like, okay, here's this new housewife. They really didn't mess with each other like that. I'm not saying that Teresa's right. She's definitely not the sharpest tool in the shed. But just for that part, you have your actual family members coming on to something that you technically started. Teresa spending $125,000 at the furniture store was equivalent to Nene not getting in to Sheree's party. It set things up. It was Teresa and the lifestyle and the stolen money. I'm not going to go up for Teresa and say she's one of my favorites, but there is something to be said about her going to prison and they putting the show on pause. Because Melissa is not interesting enough to carry a cast. And if she's not fighting with Teresa, she is mayonnaise on dry wheat toast.
That's true to a certain degree, but the truth of the matter is this is an ensemble cast. If that's the case, she would have got a spinoff like Porsha got a spinoff, like Karen got a spinoff, like Nina got a spinoff. Candy didn't have 15 spinoffs. Teresa
did. Her wedding had better ratings than the show.
Was that a spinoff or was that part of the season?
No, it was a spinoff. Teresa
one episode.
It's still better. The ratings are still better there than the show.
Teresa ain't that girl either, because if she was, you would have your own shit too.
Teresa fighting.
The truth of the matter is you operate better amongst this cast. Because if you didn't, you could have got Kim got a spinoff, and Kim had don't be part of that 8 seasons.
She does
who was watching? I don't know. But
I agree with you.
All I'm saying is this: yes, if the thing with me is I think the way that people are trying to set it up is if the drama started when Melissa and Joe got on the show. Y'all already didn't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Let me just say this. I know it might be hard for a lot of people to do this. If your family was that important to you, then why didn't you walk away from the show?
Why I'm gonna walk away from the one thing that I have that's legitimate? I know my husband's stealing.
And why but listen what I'm saying, right? But why would they walk away? Like, to me, even with that being said, that still does not make sense for y'all to have a 13-year. Like, y'all ain't never liked each other. Point blank, period.
Why come on mine? And I'm not defending Teresa. Y'all do not get me wrong.
No,
I
it's
don't.
not about defending Teresa.
I'm not defending her. I'm just giving.
I
the
like this.
counterpoint.
This is a good conversation. I like this.
But I think
Why didn't they film without Teresa? Is the question. If Teresa is not the central focus of the show,
she is. She is. I'm gave Teresa her flowers. Like, it says a lot that they stopped the show because Teresa went to prison. But they still didn't kick Melissa and Joe off the show either.
Well, no, I don't think it's Melissa. I think Joe is the star.
Nah.
Joe is the reason that Melissa is still on. It's not. If Melissa were poised to be the central main person of the show, then they would have given her the show while Teresa was gone, and they would have bet on her to see how the ratings went. They canceled that show for the full year that Teresa was in prison, and that says a lot. Just saying.
Yeah, but I feel like they did that because they made it about Teresa, and I think that the other girls were gone, like Jacqueline and Carolina. When they gone by that time, so I mean,
how many people?
The show should go on. Like Scotty, this is them not having a main fixture of their network for a full year. That's money, that's ad revenue.
No, I agree. It should have went on. But what I'm saying is by the time she went to jail, I think Carolyn and Jacqueline left. If they didn't leave, they could have went on with the show. They didn't. I mean, they lost not only Teresa, but Jacqueline and Caroline. And that's all you really had was Kathy and Melissa. At that point.
I did hear that when Teresa went to jail, that I think most of the cast either quit or got fired. So if most of the cast got quit or got fired, then who are you gonna film with? So if most of the cast got fired or quit, and Teresa went to jail, you got Melissa and another girl. That's only 2 girls.
And to be honest, if you really think about it, to me, I feel like Teresa and Melissa are the reason why the show can't move forward, because it's the same old shit. Like, it's the same old family drama. We argued about the same old thing. My mother this, my brother this, blah, blah, blah. It's the same. My kids don't like your kid. It's all the same shit. So at this point, them two are the toxic things on this show. It ain't gonna move forward because of Teresa and Melissa. That's
technically Marge should have been sitting across the couch from Teresa, not Melissa. Melissa I'm sorry, she's not a star. She's a peripheral character. Her husband could be a star, and that is why New Jersey is the only franchise where they pay the husbands.
Well, the husbands are not saying that the husbands actually are entertaining though. The other husbands,
but it should be about Melissa. That's the whole point. Melissa's storyline is actually, that's all I'm saying. I'm not going up for Teresa. Everything that you said, Rodney, was true about Melissa. She got ate up at this reunion. She don't have her facts straight. You know, the only good thing is that her hairline got pushed up. After that, it is what it is. But in terms of Melissa being that, if you were to remove Teresa from the franchise, there would be no purpose for having Melissa. And you've had, 8-9 years to prove yourself as a central cast member, and you just haven't.
I'm just over the shit. Like that's why I can't watch.
They need a new storyline.
It's the same thing. It's the sister-in-law and the sister beef. It's the same old thing.
But
like
the thing is, they all talk about no tea, no shade. Melissa leaves next season. I guess Teresa is gonna have her new storyline with Louis. And then
Marge becomes the main antagonist to Teresa's storyline. That's what happens.
Marge is already low key that girl though.
Then why wasn't she sitting next to him?
To me, the seating arrangements don't mean nothing. Honestly, I think that's something we made up.
No, I think it's very much when they made Kenya sit behind Cynthia. That tells you exactly what a seating arrangement is. They didn't feel that Candy and Kenya gave enough. They put them behind Sheree. The seating arrangements mean a lot, and that's why Nene always sat next to Andy, and that's why Kenya always sat next to Andy until they were pissed with her.
The seating arrangements mean a lot. I think they used to mean something. I don't think they mean anything now.
Then why is Giselle sitting next to Andy every season?
I don't know why she's sitting next to Andy. I don't
because they value Giselle.
That's what I'm trying to make. They don't mean anything.
But for the network, they value Giselle. Can you imagine
Giselle? But even like season 5, who should have been sitting beside Andy?
Candace and Monique.
They don't mean anything.
The show was about them.
The only reason why Kenya was sitting at the end of the seat with the yellow dress on season 10 is because they were trying to punish her for not showing her wedding on TV.
That means it means something. They punished you and put you behind Cynthia of all.
But I'm saying, but as far as the show, like Kenya still is that girl.
I think that
the seat and everything. Yeah. Marge is still that girl, even in the.
That's why Kenya got up out that seat and walked over there and said, "Excuse me, Candy, can you push down a little bit?"
She said, "I'm gonna get to this front." She said, "I'm gonna get to the front. Come hook. I'm gonna get come crook. I'm gonna get to this golden seat." I mean the seats.
I mean, even last season with Atlanta, I don't see why Sheree got a first seat at all. I don't understand why she got it.
First seat last season. Like I think at this point, for me, the seating arrangement means absolutely it's boo boo to me because I've seen how y'all have set these girls up, Marlo and Sheree.
I think they were trying to make them the stars.
That's what they're doing. They're trying to set them up to be the centerpieces of the show. They wanted Sheree and Marlo to be the centerpieces, but it's not. They're not centerpieces.
And that also goes to show that production is boo-boo also. Because if y'all really knew what y'all were doing, y'all would know that from last year, Marlo. Let me shut up.
No, don't shut up. Y'all done got me on this Casamigos. You better say it.
Marlo, I don't have an issue with Marlo, but Marlo, there's no way that you were after last year's performance, there is no way that they should still be trying to make Marlo the villain, whatever of the show. Marlo should have been kind of in the back, like, girl, you were a mess last year. We didn't help you save your peach at the reunion. You can't go in doing that much this year.
And you were even bigger mess this season.
Let's also say that. We 4 episodes in, and you're even a bigger mess than what you were last year. We're only 4 episodes in. So I think if they were trying to make Marlo the star or whatever they're trying to do with Marlo, they should have told Marlo to kind of like take a step back.
They did, Rodney. Andy talked about it.
Oh, they did?
Andy told Marlo specifically about her storyline. I don't understand your relationship with the other girls, and I don't understand the way that you're moving on the show. She just doesn't care because now you got somebody who never had anything with a peach, and now you can't tell them nothing.
Absolutely.
I think you can though, because I feel like the producers. Why the fuck I'm sorry. Why we got producers on the show if y'all not gonna produce? I have seen on Love and Marriage Huntsville a producer step in and tell Kimmy and tell Destiny, stop talking about that chicken because we're not going to air it anyways.
I don't think they respect those girls. I don't think they respect them.
So what I'm trying to make is, if you see somebody going down the wrong path, the same way that producer stepped in and told Kimmy and Destiny, girl, leave it alone. We done talking about that. Move on to something else. You need to say, cut Marlo, girl, what are you doing? We need to move on to something else. The whole purpose of having producers on the set is to produce the show, not to just sit there and look at the girls just make a fool of themselves.
But since we're on Marlo, that gives a great segue to my number 2, which is Marlo.
Marlo, come on, Latoya Hutchinson.
And also, I may as well just say this too, because since we talking about Marlo, she's also my number 2, but she was also Mims' number 1, so we can stay on Marlo.
Okay, good. You
So we can
start.
stay there.
Baby.
You
Okay.
start, Rodney. I mean,
Yeah.
Scotty.
Okay, now I chose Marlo for my number 2 because I never seen it for Marlo. Even when she was a friend of, I didn't see it for Marlo. I always felt like she was more so of a tag along. She didn't have no personality of her own. I felt like she was trying to be another Nene, but like failing at it. She came on there as Phaedra's friend, but then wound up being Nene's friend and tried to adapt her whole personality and then went after the other girls on the show. Like her whole mission was to go after the girls that Nene didn't like. She went after Kim. She went after Candy. She went after Sheree. She didn't really go too much after Phaedra, but that was it. Then she came back on the show, and then you could just tell that Marlo was desperate to have moments with these girls. Like she'll just up and pick fights with these girls, and it never made any sense. So then after Cynthia and Porsha left, people were saying, well, why Marlo don't have no peach? I'm like, she ain't got no peach because she don't deserve one. And then when she finally got a peach, she showed us why she didn't need to have no peach in the first place. So now people want her ass gone because she doing too much. So it's like, I don't like Marlo. She needs to go. That's all I got. Ma'am,
Don't
since she
forget
your
about
number.
her. Don't forget about her saying the F word on a network that caters to gay
Oh,
people.
absolutely. She said the F word as well, too. That's another reason why I don't like her. So it is what it is. But but I only want to go there because one could say, well, when y'all say the B word, that's why I don't like y'all. But you sit up here just like her because she said the F word. One could say that too, but whatever. But that's why I don't like Marlo. And since she your number 1, you can go on and explain why you chose her as your number 1, and Rodney can explain.
Baby, he done turned the hat to the back.
I never got with her. It wasn't even the F word. I did not mind Marlo initially. Like I said, the people who I really don't like are people who I liked at the beginning. When Marlo would come into a scene, the way she antagonized people when it wasn't even her scene was pure brilliance. When Marlo went into that scene and just started throwing out Big Papa, while Kim was standing there with Croy, work of art. Mm-hmm. She would go into something and demolish women. When Kim was talking to Candy and she was like, well, I heard you take care of the boys and the girls. And Candy was like, I could take care of every one of you in here. Marlo was like, yeah, that's what I heard. There was something so effortless at the way that she could like dig into people and pull them out of character. That was brilliant. But once I really saw that Marlo was a one-trick pony, I was pretty much done with it. It was like you came in with Ted Turner's daughter. Like you gave us everything that we needed to know for a socialite, but then we saw you then slash people's faces and all that kind of stuff. And this billionaire. If you date a billionaire and there is not one picture to prove that you dated them, then you didn't date them. You were probably more like a concubine. You were more of a tool. And once I started deep diving on Marlo and I noticed like everything was the billionaire. I dated a billionaire. I didn't date a Big Papa. I dated a billionaire. And he taught me credit. He taught me everything. He bought me a house. He bought my mama a house. But never do you say he loved me. I can't get with anybody whose claim to fame was just because a man bought you something. You didn't have a relationship with this man. You had a man who you were pressing that button on that hover round to get him up the stairs in your townhouse. But that's it. You didn't have a relationship. And the fact that every time she talks about somebody with your broke ass, or when she was in Sheree's house, Kenya, that's her first house she bought. Well, you haven't bought one. So whatever Kenya has done, whatever amount of fame or celebrity she has, she bought it on her own accord. You are furthering the thought, the goal of the city girl. But at the end of the day, you got to look at it. I love a city girl, but Marlo is a 49, 50-year-old woman who doesn't know what love is, and she is attributing money, cars, wealth, clothes, fashion with love, and that's not what it is. That does not a housewife make, and that is why I cannot get with Marlo, LaToya Hutchinson.
Ooh, Rodney. Any thoughts on Marlo?
I don't really have an issue with Marlo. I think she's a mess. I think she does a lot. I think that someone probably got into her ear. I don't know what's going on with Atlanta. I honestly don't, because like she's just doing a lot. I do think I liked Marlo better as a friend when she just kicked up mess and then went home. But I think now Marlo has gotten this peach, and I think she thinks, or someone told her, that girl, every time the camera lights up, you just gotta like go. And it's like too much. And I don't think she knows that, girl, every time you get in front of the camera, you don't have to always be like dragging somebody. You can just have a normal conversation. And then probably 2 days later drag somebody. And then have a normal conversation. But it's like every time with Marlo, she's like dragging. And it's clearly the same person or the same people. Candy is number one, and then Kenya number two. And it's like, girl, what is your deal with
And now you added Moneta to your list and Drew.
So it's like,
but Rodney, how you fight with Kenya when she don't even look at you? Kenya, like that.
That makes her look dumb, because Kenya don't even pay you any mind, girl.
Absolutely.
You get worked. Oh, let me show. I'm gonna say something mean. Let me show. Yeah, it's a little vodka. It's a little vodka and Simply Lemonade in this cup, and she started to kick in. So let me shut up.
Somebody asked, where is Le Rag Band? Le Rag Band.
What are you drinking? What is he drinking?
But I listen, Marlo can go. Like
Simply Lemonade. Me too. I was drinking the blueberry one.
I got the Simply Lemonade and the fruit punch, but right now I'm just drinking the Simply Lemonade.
Oh, okay.
Well, we can go to Rodney's number one.
Girl, here we go.
And Rodney's number one is Miss Flatline herself, Miss Porsha Williams. That is his number one, honey. And there's memes with the book Pursuit of Porsha. Okay, we're over 700 people in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. Now, Rodney, why did you make her number one? Child?
Okay, this might be a little long. Porsha is likable.
Yes, she is.
I have this back and forth with Porsha. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
On Ultimate Girls Trip, it was some episodes I absolutely fell in love with Porsha and her personality. And then it's other episodes of Girls Trip, I was like, ugh. I think Porsha overall is a mess. I think she's dangerous. I think Porsha is a user. I think she manipulates people. I'm still trying to wait on what happened to the Black Lives Matter, since she was so invested in Black Lives Matter. We ain't seen her put on one t-shirt since then.
Oh my God.
I think anybody who gets on TV and uses RAPE as a way to come at somebody, you're a mess, and I don't trust you. I think anybody who marries a man and then after the divorce happens, you want to say, well, if he didn't want me, then what did he want? Okay, so marry somebody gay. Now you're accusing somebody of RAPE, right?
Don't forget she put the L in LGBTQ though.
Right.
Oh my God.
You're a bisexual woman and you don't want to own your bisexuality. You try and play this saint when we know you are a straight up Delilah spirit running through your veins.
Oh my goodness.
Porsha has walked into somebody's house, took pictures with someone, walked out with a husband, and they bought her alcohol.
Oh my God.
Porsha, every time she gets into an altercation, she throws a little girl tantrum. She did it when she pulled Kenya to the floor. What did she do? Get on the floor, holler and scream. When she stood over Cynthia, what did she do? Holler and scream. When she was in Mexico and was throwing plates across the room, what did she do? Holler and scream. I think Porsha is a mess. I think she's a sociopath. I do.
Not a sociopath.
Let me just go ahead and tell y'all some of the traits of a sociopath. Ignoring right and wrong, telling lies to take advantage of others, having problems with the law, including criminal behavior. She got mugshots, so is that. Having a sense of superiority and being extremely opinionated, using charm or wit to manipulate others for personal gain or pleasure, not being sensitive to or respectful to others. I think she's a fool. I think she's a mess. I get it's sometimes I do like Porsha. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like I don't. Sometimes I do, but overall, I think she's a mess, and I don't think you should trust Porsha. I don't care about Fallon cheating on Simon with Jayne. That ain't got nothing to do with me befriending you as a coworker. You coming in and walking out with my husband. I don't care if I was sleeping with everybody in Atlanta. That ain't got nothing to do with you bringing your black ass into my house and walking out. And I hate that people try to act like Porsha found true love. Fallon was cheating. Fallon was cheating. But
oh my God.
My house, I mean, you get to cheat with my husband. I think Porsha is a mess.
You got a point. I can't.
And I think Porsha gonna forever be a mess. And I think that when she pulled that stunt on Ultimate Girls Trip with the whole Twitter stuff, it showed me she still was a mess. I think she tries to act like she has this growth when you was just throwing plates across the room. You was just trying to go upside Dennis' mama head in Mexico. You was just trying to send Dennis to Mexico jail.
He touched my family.
Acting a fool. And you want to sit here in front of my face and try to act like you done had so much growth. No, girl.
My God.
So I'm done with Porsha.
Ooh,
and this is the thing with Porsha too. Now I'll be done.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to take Porsha sometimes after all of what I said, because Porsha is a likable person. And she seems like she will be fun to be around. But then when I think about the stuff and the stunts that she's pulled, it's a mess. And I'm just like, girl, this is so, Porsha acts like someone who is always in survival mode. Like, as much as people hype Porsha up and, she done got this money and this and that, Porsha still moves like someone who's trying to get to the money. I think she got some growing up to do. Girl, we all done been a Jezebel in our life. That don't live in my spirit no more. But girl, Porsha, girl, you still holding that 40. Girl, it's not a good look.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say about Porsha. Listen, this is what I'm going to say about Porsha, because you really drug her just now. But this is what I'm going to say about Porsha.
I just...
I started off loving Porsha and not liking Kenya.
I told y'all about Ryan. About Scotty.
When they first came on, shut the hell up. When they first came on the show, I loved Porsha, but I did not like Kenya. That's like season 5, 6. I think around season 7 is when I began to like shift a little bit with Porsha, because I felt that even though Kandi and Phaedra were already having issues, I felt like she amplified the issues between Kandi and Phaedra, because I felt like she involved herself in their issues. And I don't know if she wanted to take Kandi's spot in Phaedra's life or something like that. I don't know. But I do feel like she did amplify the issue. She didn't make it any better between them. And I felt like, being that she was friends with both Phaedra and Kandi, I felt that she could have been the person to keep them, could have been the glue that kept them together. But I felt like she was part of the reason why they came apart. And then as things happen, she clearly chose the side. Instead of being neutral, she chose a side. And a lot of the times, Phaedra is never neutral with any situation. She'll pick a side when it ain't got nothing to do with her. Then she got with Phaedra, and that whole drug gate thing is another thing that made me really not fool with Phaedra. Like, that whole thing just really made me look at her in a different way, because it's like, if I was friends with a person, whether we're not cool at this moment or not, I would never ever sit there and spread a lie like that. You know what I mean? Then she tried to say, I asked Kandi, I didn't accuse her, when you did accuse her. You said you told someone that you was going to. That's not a question. You accusing the girl of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Then after the fact, what really annoyed me with the situation was Kandi was the one that got No, I mean, Kandi was the villain, even though she was done wrong. But Porsha was the villain because Kandi didn't want to fuck with her, and neither did the rest of the women on the show. So Porsha became the victim of it all and became the fan favorite. And I just hate how that happened. How is it that Kandi was the one that was lied on, and now she's the one that's the most hated till this day now, but Portia's the one walking away scot-free? You know what I mean?
The villain of Real Housewives of Atlanta. People don't like to admit it.
You know,
because Kandi forgave her. Let's be honest.
But before she forgave her, she was still like, they were still hating on Kandi for not forgiving her. And it was like, once she did forgive her, people was even more mad with her because she forgave her. It was like Kandi had every right not to fool with her no more. But I feel like with Kandi, she allowed like social media and things of that nature that, you know, all them attacking her every day because she didn't like Porsha. She didn't want to fool with her. I believe that that's what really made her kind of move past it. Or it could have been because they're both friends with Shamia, and Shamia probably was the one that kept bringing them together. That could have been the thing.
That's the Kandi list, but that's BS. She should have got exactly what Phaedra got.
I agree.
I want to read an excerpt from her book.
Oh God.
You okay with that? It says, we exited the elevator when I'm sorry. We exited the elevator when I spotted my neighbor. She looked at me with warm eyes and began to speak. I thought she was welcoming me to the building when all of a sudden her mouth asked, "Are you the dog walker?" I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. Here I was, thinking I'd moved on up, living in my penthouse unit in downtown Atlanta, and I was still getting mistaken for the friggin' dog walker. And there's nothing wrong with being a dog walker. Hell, I did that job for free for my little pooch. But you know what I mean. I told that woman, no, I live here. That's my unit that I pay for with your husband's money. When you kiss him, ask him how I taste.
Or did she pay for it with that money from R. Kelly?
Oh my God. All I'm gonna say is that is the reason why I couldn't really get with Porsha. Even with the Kenya thing, when they became cool, and then when her and Nene got to be friends again, she ditched Kenya. Like she pretty much turned on Kenya.
And then it's so crazy because people will be like, "Oh, Kenya is," but Kenya actually was trying to move on with Porsha. Porsha was the one who, so she got back cool with Nene. She said, "Oh, girl, you can go." You can go, girl. I got my big sis. You know, they love calling each other big sis and little sis. I got my big sis back.
And it's like, you know, I haven't really been talking about Porsha like that for a long time now, but it's like those were the things that I didn't like about Porsha, and her show made me look at her even more side-eyed because of the way she was treating her family and like gaslighting their ass. She made Dennis look better.
Which is, you know what the gag is to me? Is like all the girls who people say are the girls of Bravo, whenever they get their chance to show that they are that girl on their own like little spinoff or series, whatever, girl, they just flop and they'll miss.
Okay, first of all, wait a minute. First of all, I don't even know why we talking about LAMH up in here. This is not an LAMH panel at all. We rather leave LAMH out of here, okay?
I was like, who's LAMH? Okay.
Love and Marriage Huntsville. We rather leave that out of here. This is a great conversation. I don't need that toxicity in my life, okay? That's why I don't review the show no more. But I do believe out of everybody that they keep begging to bring back, Porsha is the only person I wouldn't have an issue with them bringing back.
Okay, I just said everything I just said.
Well,
in my mouth.
I think they need her, to be honest with you. I think they need her because she does have a fan base.
And she's the funny person, and they need somebody that's funny.
And she has successfully... So I'm doing this thing where I expose people, and there's like two truths and a lie. And a lot of times what happens is you have somebody who will throw out something like Fallon cheated in a way to say, look at this shiny thing over here, but don't pay attention to what I'm doing. Porsha has successfully done that with Simon. Mm-hmm. She has made that relationship now acceptable, which is the only reason she left the show. Now that she has done it and went to the firing squad and Ultimate Girls Trip, that's her pathway back to the show. I agree with everything you said. Porsha should have been held to the fire just like Creonta, but she was not. Candy should not deal with her, just like she doesn't deal with Creonta. But I think the problem is Creonta is actually smart, shrewd, and savvy. I think that when you have like the village idiot, people really let them get away with a lot.
Who's the village idiot?
Who's the village idiot?
Oh, he's talking about Porsha.
I didn't
Who's
say
the village
anything.
idiot?
I didn't say anything.
He's talking about Porsha.
I was just talking about in general. When you have the village idiot, a lot of times they are forgiven more quickly than the person who
yeah.
Who would be the village idiot in this?
He talking about Porsha. That's who he's talking about.
Okay. No, I agree with what you're saying. I do believe Porsha. I think if Porsha came back next season, you know, if we gonna keep it all the way 100, I do believe that Porsha returning to the show could help the ratings a little bit.
Definitely.
I do believe that, like you said, I think that Porsha. I don't know how that bitch. I don't know how she pulled it. But I think that if Porsha returned to the show, if they tried to go after Porsha about Simon, and I think that a lot of people would be upset because I think at that point, like
she
I think
shifted the narrative.
She
successfully shifted the narrative.
She did. So if she gets back, even if they were going after her and telling the truth, people would be upset that they were.
You're bullying her. You're bullying her.
Right.
She's gonna come with the lifestyle too. I always say this, and y'all can crucify me if you want. At this point, I don't care. Anybody who lives their relationship via Instagram, you are not living your relationship for your partner. You're living it for what you feel is your fan base. Everything that Porsha and Simon does is Instagrammed. If Porsha drives his car, they're Instagramming it. That they get their joy out of you all liking those videos. And I'll just leave it at that.
You deserve some discipline for what you did to Candy.
And then Candy over there throwing her Boonchie cat on Porsha the other day.
Candy did what?
Was throwing her Boonchie cat on Porsha. I call it Boonchie cat. You know, I don't like to say P-U-S-S-Y in my mouth.
Wait, when did she do that?
This was on St. Patrick's Day at OLG or Blaze. They had,
I think it was Blaze.
They have like a game night or a karaoke night. And Porsha, I had played the video in one of my reviews, and Porsha and the Candy were dancing, and Porsha and Candy was throwing it on Porsha, and Porsha was catching it. Yeah, it's real. This video.
And she went. I think they were out of the country with Nene and her hired man. They did a double date, but I think it was out of the country. I saw that double
date the other day. I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what I want to say also before we leave? Mm-hmm. I want people to let Nene go. I love Nene.
Yes, because she's never coming back.
Listen, I think everybody loves Nene Leakes. Nene Leakes is not coming back to Bravo, y'all.
She's not.
Unless they fire Andy. Her only pathway would be if Andy was no longer involved.
But the thing is with me, Nene just didn't go out to Andy. She went out to all of us. Like,
she did.
I think I for real, like, they would bring back Phaedra, Porsha, Deshaun Snow, whatever her name is.
Deshaun Snow.
They'll bring Lisa Vanderpump to Atlanta before they bring Nene back. I think the door is closed for Nene Leakes.
That's how I feel too. All these damn think pieces on fucking Twitter always begging her to come back. I like, y'all need to let it go. Even never coming back.
She definitely made this show. She's the reason we have a reunion. I do think a certain amount of respect is owed to her. I just don't think she had the business prowess to put it in writing. Nene should have been considered an executive producer for bringing the highest rated anything to Bravo. Those reunion moments are all on Nene's back. She just did not have the prowess when she was toothless back then to make sure that they made her an executive producer. But Bravo does owe her. The problem is she felt like she was bigger than what created.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think Bravo paid her.
Paid her off?
No, I'm just saying, when you say Bravo owes her, I think that Nene has been well compensated or whatever her position was because at one point Nene was in a Lincoln Navigator. Nene went from a Lincoln Navigator to a $2 million house. You've been paid your dues.
Yeah, she did.
Wait, hold on. It was a Nissan Murano, right?
It was a Nissan Murano. When she was out talking
she parked across the street. You are a low budget bitch.
I thought it was a Lincoln Navigator
with that flip phone.
I think that's one of the issues that I have too. Not what you said, but I think we have to accept that yes, Nene played a very important role in the rise of Bravo, but Nene was compensated. Nene just wasn't getting out there. Nene, y'all say Nene was the highest paid. Nene received all this money. Nene's entire life changed, and Bravo's did too, because of Nene Leakes. It's not like Nene was just out here some struggling basketball wife like British Williams, still, stealing people's social security cards and numbers and like out of all the girls on TV.
Technically, that first house was not legitimately there.
But I'm just saying, like, out of all the girls, I hate to say it, the girls who didn't have to start an OnlyFans page worked at Bravo.
Could you imagine Nene starting an OnlyFans page?
I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness.
Who is paying that $9.99?
She could give a little 50% off special, $5 this month. They do that sometimes. So
oh my God, I cannot.
Well, I'm just wondering, Rodney, what do you think her fan base would be? Who would her fan?
She
base
could do feet. I'm serious.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, what else could she do?
She could do feet.
What about back?
Huh?
Could she do back? Is that like a thing? Is like sexy back a thing?
Shots, thong shots.
Oh, okay.
Nene is not. Now she ain't no Kenya, but Nene is not an unattractive woman. There are people out there who I think will find Nene attractive. Is she gonna become a multi-millionaire off of OnlyFans? I don't know, but I think I can see her making a few $100,000
over the course of how many years?
You know what? Let me go.
A year.
Let me go on to this last number one because I'm not gonna do this.
Wait, we haven't done all of them yet.
No, the last one is mine.
You did yours.
No. Marlo was my number 2 and his number 1. So I just went on and put them together. But my number 1.
She did get a BBL. You're right.
That's my number 1 right there. It's Phaedra. That's my number 1. Definitely my number 1. Okay, I do not like Phaedra.
Why is she your number 1?
Okay, first of all, she's another person that when she first came on Real Housewives, I didn't like Phaedra her first season. I thought she was just weird. I thought the damn pickle pictures that her and Apollo took, I just thought it was weird as hell. Like, I just thought it was something wrong with Phaedra. And she lying about her due date. It was just weird.
She lied? Let me show you.
She lied too much. But then around season 4, I started to like her. But then when Kenya came on, once again, me being me back then, anybody that was against Kenya, I liked them. And I didn't even care for Phaedra at first, but when she went up against Kenya, I liked Phaedra. You know what I mean? I kind of felt
Phaedra is a cute girl right there.
I kind of felt bad for Phaedra during that time because I did feel like Kenya was coming at her hard. But then as time went on, I really realized that Phaedra is a big liar. And she lies about everything, and she don't keep it real about nothing. And I'm for real, because you can't tell me that she did not know what was going on with Apollo. He living in your house, and you mean to tell me you don't know what he was doing the entire time? Now, I can understand that there are some things that you may not know about your husband, even though they're in the house. But I believe that she knew. I believe she knew. The same way with that whole Angela Stanton shit. I read Angela Stanton book in a portion about Phaedra, and I believe every single word she said about Phaedra. Phaedra is conniving and menacing, and I just don't like her. And that whole Candy thing, and how she made it seem as though Candy was a horrible person to her, but she's sitting up here getting ready to marry somebody else, and she's sitting up here talking to Jamal.
And I still felt like, even with her trying to go after Candy, I don't think that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that was more so. I thought that was more so Todd kind of helped her friend out. The way I felt like, remember all the stuff was that. Is that what one of the things that Phaedra got mad about?
Yeah, like, about them having his stuff in their in their garage.
And remember, she used to try to talk about Kenya.
Yeah, that too. And she let Apollo lie. Like somebody said, she let Apollo lie on Kenya. She knew it was a lie, and she let him lie. And even when it came back that he admitted that he lied, she still said that she didn't believe nothing that he said and that he's lying about lying and stuff like that. And on top of that, Phaedra never gave us nothing real about her life either. Like everybody want to sit up here right now and say that Candy not giving her real life or something, but Phaedra never really gave her real life at all. Never.
Let me add on to that. When you really think about it, Phaedra is probably the only one on the show. We have never seen her family. The only people we really saw.
Stop, Mill.
The only people. Follow everybody looking at that. Phaedra was the only person that did not show her family. The only person we really saw was her mama.
That's all we saw. We saw nobody.
We never saw Phaedra's family. Like
never saw her family.
And I thought that was the weirdest thing to me.
And yeah, and then on top of that, like the whole thing with her, I feel like she got what she rightfully deserved when she made up all that stuff about Candy and all that other stuff during season 9. She got what she deserved. And I never understood why people were on her side with that, because I feel like she lied the whole season. She sat up there, she let Porsha take the fall for every damn thing, but Porsha willingly let herself take the fall for it. Then it's like people was mad at
Look at Apollo. Why you putting up that picture? Apollo could have picked me up 2 or 3 years ago. Right on his shoulder.
Y'all, and that goes right along with his list of his favorites. Rodney can't be trusted.
But I just feel like I just feel like even then, like people got mad with Candy because she felt some type of way about Phaedra making up that lie. Until this day, they still mad at Candy about that too. Like Phaedra and Porsha are the reasons why she's mad at them. They made up the lie, and y'all mad at her.
No,
so
I'm gonna back you up on that. I do remember when that mess happened. I remember people being mad at Candy, like, "Girl, it was fake. They lied. Get over it." And it's
right,
like, girl, like. I just thought that whole situation was a mess.
And even then, like they got mad at Candy when they were sitting at their table, and Candy started blowing up her spot when she said, "When we would talk, you would tell me that you finna get married to somebody else by the new year," or something like that. And people were mad. Now it was Mad Day. But I do feel like the reason why Candy put that shit out there is because she made it seem like she was just this doting, emotional wife that is so upset that her husband is in jail and Candy wasn't there for me, and I'm in a bad place, and Nene was there for me and Candy wasn't. But then you talk to Candy and you say something else completely different than what you telling everybody else. And I had a friend that did me like that. Like we sitting here talking and stuff like that, and then you go back and you tell everybody that I ain't been there for you, and I ain't been doing this for you, and I ain't been there for you, and stuff like that. You leading other people to believe that I ain't been no friend to you when I absolutely been a friend to you. But I know what's really going on. But according to everybody else, it's something different. You know what I'm saying?
Phaedra was in a trap house on a air mattress with her legs up to the moon. Got pregnant.
Ma'am, stop.
Got pregnant, and then got on the show. Didn't want nobody to know her real tea, and didn't want nobody to know that she had got knocked up by a felon. And from that point on, everything Phaedra said and did was a lie.
Yes.
Even when she tried to come up your looks, that bothered me.
Stop.
Even when she tried to come out the Kenya looks, that bothered me too. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I mean, because it's crazy. Like it's crazy how people really do overlook the things that Phaedra has done. Like they really overlook.
Because you have to look at it. The person this is the thing. People like Phaedra because they hated Kenya, and because they were enemies.
I agree with that.
That's all it comes down to. Like, I hate to say, I don't even want to go. I'm gonna leave it alone. Like, let me shut up. I'm done. I'm done.
I mean, I never really liked Phaedra. What did Nene say? When I see her, I don't see fabulous. But I will say that Phaedra was smart enough to take her critiques and consistently upgrade, right? Mm-hmm. I do think that Phaedra, who we saw season 1, is not Phaedra who we saw when she realized that if she started acting like Porsha, she could get some attention. Remember, she started wearing the wigs. She started, she's smart. I'll give her that. I would even say she's shrewd. The problem is she never thought that Porsha would come out and let us know that was Phaedra who set Candy up. That was the problem.
I don't know if y'all paid attention throughout that season. Please, I hope y'all saw this. Throughout that season, Porsha and Phaedra even appeared on Watch What Happens Live together at one point. I think Phaedra was in the audience. I think Phaedra was in the audience. Porsha was a guest on the show the whole time, and I think Porsha knew that whole time that I'm gonna tell the business when we get to this. Oh, my phone about to go dead, y'all. I'm gonna tell the business when I get down to this reunion. I think in Porsha's mind, she already knew that when it's reunion time, I'm throwing Phaedra under the bus.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so. I think so. I don't think that Porsha is a cerebral person. I think she would have wrote it till the wheels fell off because she really thought that Phaedra had her back and that Phaedra was an attorney. It wasn't until she got the cease and desist and was put in a situation where now I'm on the stage and they're telling me to talk about something. I think that's when she decided I'm going to throw it to Phaedra. But that whole time with, as you said, Phaedra was showing up to her, Watch What Happens Live, and probably feeding her what she needed to say throughout the season. And I think Phaedra was the mastermind. I think that if Phaedra had been successful, it would have been the takedown of Candy, because we found out Johnny wasn't getting paid through Phaedra that season. It was the whole dungeon thing and that you were going to take advantage of somebody. That was supposed to be the takedown of Candy. And Porsha did an alley-oop. And now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably why Candy was able to forgive her. Because that was supposed to be Candy's season where they just put her on blast completely. I mean, I did a rough calculation. And I said you were making about $2.30 an hour. That was supposed to be her thing. She had came at Mama Joyce. She had came for Candy's business, and she came for Candy's sexuality. And Porsha was right along for the ride.
She was. And Porsha been walking around here with Boochie Cat on top of her lip this whole time. They get on my nerves. I can't stand Porsha. I can't stand Phaedra.
Well, you remember LaToya had a little taste and then she threw up.
You know what?
Remember in South Carolina when Porsha was like, "One of you is gonna eat my tonight."
Yeah, she definitely said that.
And LaToya said, "I'm available." But then she threw up. But she threw up.
Another thing, I'm gonna be done, y'all, because my phone. I gotta go. Yeah, my phone about to die.
Yeah, we're about to end it.
Let me say this. Another thing that I clocked Porsha on is Porsha is not as less than smart as I thought that she was. I still think she's less than smart. However, I think that Porsha knows that some people out there think she's less than smart, and I think she plays into that now. And I think she uses that to try to get away with stuff. And I think that's where she messed up.
She does the
ditzy. I realized that on Ultimate. It took me a while to realize it, but when I was watching Ultimate Girls Trip, and the producer asked her something, she said something like, "Playing dumb is the way to go." I said, "This helper, that's what she be doing."
It's Paris Hilton. The problem is Paris outgrew it. Porsha is 40 and just now.
And Paris ain't going around here accusing nobody of.
Well, in the words of Kenya Moore as we end,
shout out to Gabor.
Shout out to Gabor. In the words of Kenya Moore as we end this, because Ronnie found for to die. I gotta say this when Kenya said this about Phaedra. Let's give it up for the rehearsed reads. Yes. Well, y'all, this was fun. Okay, and I knew it would be. This was fun. Thank you, Rodney, for doing this with me and Mills. Thank you. Like I said, and we talked about this before we went on air, we got to hang out when I get to Houston in 2 weeks. We got to.
I won't sit here and listen to your lies.
We got to, for real. The last time I was there, we didn't get to, but I'm gonna be there in 2 weeks. We got to either go to brunch.
My plan is to meet up.
Okay.
Don't feel like it's in my heart.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you know when I come, when I'm leaving, all that stuff. We got each other phone numbers, so we're gonna make that happen. Okay, we're gonna make it happen. But but we're gonna go. We're gonna get up off here, y'all.
Okay, never mind. Cause I got 50,000 questions, but I'm gonna leave the questions alone.
Bye, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. We had over 700 people in here, and be on the lookout for more collaborations like this. Me and Mims will be collaborating with Jamie. That's me next week, and we'll be talking about the state of RHOA. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we are out of here, y'all. Bye.